Good morning. Well, I've left the campsite. It's a overcast day today. It's 19 degrees. Time at the moment is 8:30 and I left the campsite about 15 minutes ago. And so, what's the recipe today, Jim? Well, the recipe today is I'm heading in a northeasterly direction, heading into Belgium. I'm going to go through the Ardennes and then I go north and through Luxembourg, and I'm heading for a place called Bastogne where there's a castle that I want to see. Then once I've seen the castle, I'm going to head southeast and I'm going to go to a place called Trien, Triem, which is a chocolate box village, but there's a Roman amphitheatre there and a Roman settlement and a Roman museum which I want to go and see. Once I get to Trien, I'm going to stay there a couple of days, maybe 3 days, maybe 4 days. We'll see how it goes. But at the moment there's a weather front coming in. I've just got away before the weather. I know that there's rain behind me. So the object of the exercise today is to stay ahead of the rain, because I know it's behind me. So I should be okay actually. I should make it. And I know that tomorrow there's going to be a whole heap of rain coming through. Only in the morning though, not in the afternoon. So tomorrow I'm just going to be sat in my tent, reading my Kindle, listening to the raindrops pitter-pattering on my tent, and thinking of England. No, not really. I'll probably be sleeping and eating nuts and drinking tea. Anyway, I'm off on the road again, heading northeast and then heading southeast. But first, I'm going to go through the Ardennes. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to put the music on now. I'm going to shut up and do some miles. So speak to you soon. Bye bye.
I'm a traveling spirit, I've seen many shores, from the West Pacific to the island of Cagno. They treat me like a son anywhere I go, and even though no one can tell, I still feel that I'm alone. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone. Leave me stranded, I know how to handle it all on my own, on my own. I have learned that no one else can carry this load. It's a train where I'm the only passenger on board. Oh, there is beauty to enjoy on this road, but even so, I still feel that I'm alone. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone. Leave me stranded, I know how to handle it all on my own. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone. Leave me stranded, I know how to handle it all on my own, on my own.
So this is the Ardennes, and a lot of people think that the Ardennes is just big areas of relatively flat forest, and there are parts of the Ardennes that are like that, but on the whole a lot of the Ardennes is just like this, which is lots of rivers, lots of valleys, lots of bendy roads. And the Ardennes has got quite a history, really, usually equating to war, but I think it was established as an area under the First Republic, about 1790, something like that. Oh, I don't like this road. It's all grooves. Oh dear. There we go. That's gone now. Yeah, about 1790, under the First Republic, the Ardennes as like an area was established. But after the Battle of Waterloo, under the Second Republic, the area was given over to the Dutch, and it was occupied by Prussian troops. But they didn't last long, the Prussians, because they got defeated about 1817, something like that. And after the Prussians left, it went quiet for a while, and then about 1870 the Third Republic of France was established, and the Ardennes became French again. But during World War I there was quite a bit of fighting around here, and of course the French were determined that no one would invade France again, so they built the Maginot Line between the wars. But the Germans, because the Germans are very efficient and far thinking, when they were thinking that maybe there will be another war looming, they designed all their armour quite slim, quite narrow, so that they could approach through the Ardennes to bypass the Maginot Line, and that's what they did. Sailed right past the Maginot Line, straight through the Ardennes, and that was it. But since World War II, the Ardennes has been very peaceful, and hopefully will always remain so, because it's beautiful. There's trees, there's valleys, little villages. It's beautiful. So I'm going to listen to music now. I'm going to shut up. So that was Bouillon Castle, and this is Bouillon. That was a 12th century medieval castle. So at the moment it's about 25 degrees. It's quite overcast, but it's really quite warm. So now I'm heading off into Luxembourg. I'm in Belgium at the moment. I'm heading into Luxembourg, and I'm going to go to a place called Ardennes. And there's another castle there. Right, where you going, matey? Where you going? No, I've missed my What a beautiful little town, absolutely beautiful. I bet this place is packed during summer. So let's make a few miles. I'm going to put the music on and I'll shut up and speak to you soon. And on my journey today, I didn't plan to come to Bastogne. It just happened. It was on the way. I stayed here 2 years ago, and a little bit further on I passed the campsite I stayed at. But every time it's just the way I am, I suppose, being ex-military. Whenever there's a war memorial, I always like to go and see it to pay my respects. And that one is a huge memorial. It's an American memorial because this is where the Battle of the Bulge took place in December of 44. That's when the German army did one last push to try and break through the Allies, and they were really up against it because the logistics was pretty poor. Shortages of fuel, shortages of ammunition. It was winter, it was December, and the roads weren't very navigable, and also they were pushing through the Ardennes, so it was lots of country lanes, and the resistance had actually blown up some bridges, so they were really struggling to get through. And as they were pushing through, just before they got to this point, the 101st, the American 101st, managed to get into Bastogne, and they formed a perimeter around the city, and the Germans just couldn't get through, and it was a hell of a fight. It was a terrible fight. And I don't know what the loss of life on the German side was, but the Americans lost 76,000 soldiers on this side of the fight. 76,000. The Germans must have lost just as many. But it was brutal, it was horrific, it was the worst of fighting. And the Germans couldn't get into Bastogne, so they carried on through, but then they were held up further down by the Allies. But because the 101st dug themselves in so readily at Bastogne, it really took up a lot of manpower and firepower from the Germans, and then everything frittered away. And that's where the 101st, if you've seen Band of Brothers, and just a little bit to the north of here, that's where they made their stand in that brutal conflict. But this is Bastogne, and it's a pretty little town. Much of it is still original, although there was a lot of damage during the fighting. But anyway, well, look, there's a Sherman tank. That's this little interlude. I just wanted to stop at the memorial. And now I'm carrying on over into Luxembourg, and then I'm going to head to Vandian. I've got about 36 miles to go before I get to Vandian. At the moment it's 26 degrees. 26 degrees. That's a curious petrol station. Very ornate. Right, I'm going to put my music on. I'm going to eat up some miles, so I'll speak to you soon. And hello the internet, and hello to my subscriber. I'm in Germany, and I left the campsite at Guise early this morning. It was grey, it was 19 degrees. I knew that it was rain behind me, so I had to keep on going for the first couple of hours to stay ahead of the rain. But I was heading northeast, and I was heading to, well, the start of the Ardennes really. And I had about an hour, and what I've done, I've looked on Google Maps to find all these little winding narrow roads, and I got there and had about an hour of going through the Ardennes on these little winding roads, hairpin passes. It was superb riding, and the quality of the roads was fantastic as well. Once I popped out of there, I headed over to Bouillon Castle, to a little village called, well, a town called Bouillon, where there's a medieval castle. And you could go right to the top there, so I parked the bike in the car park outside the castle, and it was €16 to go in, and there was even a falconry display. I was so taken aback by it, I forgot to take some pictures. But so if you're passing that way, Bouillon Castle, it's really well worth visiting. After the castle, got back on the bike again, and I headed eastwards, and I headed to Bastogne. And that's, I knew I was passing Bastogne anyway. I went to Bastogne about 2 years ago, and there was a campsite just on the outskirts there. It's a really good campsite as well. A little bit pricey, but it's a good campsite. But there's also the museum there now. I've been to the museum, but just near there is the American Memorial. I know that there's lots of trees and lots of chairs, so that's where I was heading for lunchtime, because by that time it was 26 degrees. It was really hot. And so I got to Bastogne, onto the outskirts, went to the American Memorial, and I sat there for about 20-30 minutes just enjoying the scenery, enjoying a reflective moment, and just looking at this beautiful memorial to all the American soldiers from World War II and from the Battle of the Bulge. Anyway, I left there and I started heading on east again, and I was heading to Vandian, and I crossed over into Luxembourg. Then I started going northeast to the town of Vandian, where there's another castle, and Vandian Castle is amazing. They started building it at the turn of about, was it about 996 or something like that, and then there was lots of modifications over the years, and I think they finished building it about 1200 and something. Anyway, it's beautiful, Romanesque in design, and they built it and built it and built it, and it overlooks the town, and the town is beautiful as well. And if you're in Luxembourg, definitely make the effort to go to Vandian, because it really is, it's just worth it just to see the village, because the village is nice, the town is nice, but the castle as well is beautiful. By that time it was 28 degrees, and to get up to the castle there's about a zillion steps. I had all my riding gear on, and there was no way I was going to go up those stairs to the castle. So I took a few pictures, got back on the bike, and I started heading southeast then to where I am now, in Germany. And I wanted to come here for, the main reason really is they've got a Roman amphitheatre. This was a Roman settlement here during the time of the Romans, but apparently on the outskirts is a Roman museum and also an amphitheatre. And so that's what I'm here. That's what I'm here for the next few days. The place is called Trier, which is Trier, Trier, and it's just a busy little town. As I was coming in, I came off the busy main road, and there's lots of construction, and I thought, hey up, I thought this doesn't bode very well. But once you get into the campsite, it's like a little oasis, and you come past the toilet blocks, and you come past where all the camper vans are. And the campers are in their own little enclosure, a small field, and it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's really quiet. Just behind us is the Moselle River, and the Moselle River leads that way and goes all the way to Koblenz, and then it joins the Rhine River, which goes through Germany. But I'm here for 3 nights, And so tomorrow I'm going to see all the Roman bits and pieces. Then I'm going to have a day of rest. And then after that, I'm going to head further into Germany. So that's me. So today was about 250 miles. The bike was beautiful as usual. I mean, it really does I prefer this bike when it's fully loaded. When she's not fully loaded, she always feels sort of a bit skittish. But once you got it full of luggage and she's weighty, she really feels good. I always prefer it when it's got a load on it. And today, up and down these sweeping bends and hairpins, she's just beautiful. First gear, second gear, coming down, third to second, sometimes in first. She's beautiful. It was built for this sort of touring, really. And the roads today were pretty good. In Luxembourg, some of the roads were okay, some weren't so okay. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. But here I am in Germany. So I've done 4 countries today: France, Belgium, Luxembourg and Germany. Going to be Germany now for the next week or 2, really, before I start heading down towards Austria and Switzerland. After that, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. One of the problems I'm having at the moment is uploading video. Each McDonald's I see, I stop to try and, well, I'll buy something to drink, because I got caught out with that a few days ago. Went to one McDonald's, thought great, ordered something, went to upload the video, and the video was so slow. So I had a meal, and I went to another McDonald's, ordered a meal again, and the video was just rubbish. So that was 2 McDonald's meals in a day. So I thought, in future, every time I go to a McDonald's, just going to order a drink, see if the broadband or the internet is okay. If it's okay, fair enough. But for the past 2 days, every McDonald's I've seen, I've stopped to try and upload, and the internet's been rubbish. So hopefully while I'm here, because I'm in the land of efficiency, i.e. Germany, hopefully I'll get some good broadband and get some videos uploaded. So thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.